Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus channel. The U.S. Navy strives to keep its submarines in service for several decades to maximize their value and effectiveness. However, after many years of service, submarines are retired. Decommissioning these ships is as important as commissioning them. A mission of repurposing lies ahead. There are several options for what a submarine can become after it retires. Most often, they undergo recycling as part of the Submarine Recycling Program, SRP, designed to manage the retirement and disposal of nuclear-powered submarines. This program aims to safely dismantle and recycle them, ensuring that their radioactive materials are properly handled and disposed of. Valuable materials are put into inventory for future use. The recycling process involves several steps. Once a submarine is inactivated and defueled, the cutting process commences. This procedure dissects the vessel, enabling the segregation and recycling of valuable materials. First, salvage workers, skilled in handling hazardous substances, divide the submarine into distinct sections, typically including the aft, reactor compartment, missile compartment, and forward section. Cutting is accomplished using handheld oxygen MAP gas torches and oxygen lances for thick components. The disassembly follows safety and environmental protocols similar to those applied in nuclear-powered ship overhauls. After the sections are separated, the workers proceed with the removal of the hull sections. The reactor compartment is a critical component. Even though over 99% of radioactivity is removed during the defueling phase, the remaining 1% still poses a real danger to the environment. Proper disposal is mandatory. Thus, the team carefully extracts the defueled reactor and begins preparing it for shipment. Removing other compartments is accomplished simultaneously using heavy lift cranes and other specialized equipment, making the handling and loading easier. Non-radioactive sections of the submarine are either sunk at sea or cut into scrap metal. A typical recycling process results in millions of pounds of metals, which are sorted by type, including stainless steel, carbon steel, aluminum, mono, brass, and copper. Heavy steel and structural materials are lifted and loaded into commercial rail cars. At the same time, other metals and reusable equipment are sold to the highest bidders through the Defense Reutilization Marketing Office, DRMO facility. Actually, the operational lifespan of U.S. ships varies from one class to another, depending on factors like technology, maintenance, and evolving military requirements. The USS Bonhomme Richard, for instance, lived for 22 years. The Wasp-class amphibious assault ship was commissioned in 1998 and decommissioned in 2021. It could have served for more years if the fire hadn't occurred. The damage required billions of dollars to repair, an unprofitable investment. Decommissioning was a wise decision. Before the formal decommissioning, the ship went through a period of inactivation. This involved removing essential equipment and systems, such as mine warfare equipment, information systems, and communication equipment and defueling. During this time, the crew is reduced to a minimum. Only the caretaker crew remain there to maintain the ship's essential systems and security until retirement was complete. At the decommissioning ceremony, high-ranking naval officers, dignitaries, and the ship's crew were in attendance. All are proud of her service. During the event, the ship's commissioning pennant and ensign are hauled down, marking the end of its active service. Although decommissioned, the ship's recovered parts and equipment continue to support the fleet. The remains of the USS Bonhomme Richard were sold for $3.66 million for breaking and recycling. Another way a decommissioned ship could support the Navy fleet is by becoming a unique asset for training. The sinking exercise, SINEX, is one of the training programs of the Rim of Pacific, RIMPAC, that benefits take advantage of old ships. In 2022, the decommissioned ex-USS Rodney M Davis became a target challenge. The four involved nations, Australia, Canada, Malaysia, and the US, fired upon the ship and sunk it to gain proficiency in tactics, targeting, and live firing against a surface target at sea. To sink the ship, sailors use missiles or torpedoes in case a submarine is involved. Here, sailors on the Los Angeles-class fast attack submarine USS Olympia prepare to launch a UGM-84 Harpoon missile during RIMPAC to sink ex-USS Racine. The process is meticulous. Sailors open the torpedo tube door, insert the torpedo, and secure it tightly. Wire guides and power cables are carefully hooked up, and the breech door is firmly locked. Power activates in the torpedo after a brief warm-up, with essential fire control programs uploaded. The tube floods, removing air pockets to prevent surface damage. Sailors wait, tension rising. Upon the launch command, a powerful water ram thrusts the torpedo into the ocean, propelling it with force and sinking the ex-USS Racine. SINK-X not only serves as a valuable training opportunity, but also contributes to responsible disposal and recycling practices. On the other hand, the Ship-to-Reef program stands out as a remarkable method for repurposing retired vessels. The aircraft carrier ex-USS Osiris holds a significant place in this program. After its decommissioning in 1975, the ship was sold for scrap metal. However, when the contractor's progress faltered, the Navy envisioned a new purpose. Oriskany was to be the first U.S. warship transformed into an artificial reef. In 2006, the ship was towed to Pensacola for final preparations. A Navy explosive ordnance disposal team strategically placed C4 explosive charges on 22 sea connection pipes within the ship. The detonation involved approximately 500 pounds of explosives. Within 37 minutes, the ship descended stern first into the Gulf of Mexico. Oriskany came to rest upright, with the flight deck at a depth of 135 feet and the island structure reaching 70 feet. Following the Hurricane Gustav in 2008, the ship shifted 10 feet deeper, placing the flight deck at 145 feet. Environment protection is a paramount consideration in this endeavor. Before sinking any U.S. vessel, the decommissioning ship undergoes a certified cleaning process to remove environmentally harmful materials, such as fluorocarbon, petroleum, and trash. And make it safe for both divers and marine life. The Oriskany Artificial Reef, known as the Great Carrier Reef, shelters numerous marine creatures, from fish to octopus. A thriving underwater ecosystem that attracts many recreational divers. When reefing or repurposing isn't a viable option, the U.S. Navy considers other alternatives to manage the life cycle of aging ships. Ship deconstruction is one of the preferred methods and is the one most commonly used. This procedure involves the careful dismantling and recycling of retired vessels. One notable example is the deconstruction of the 433-foot flat deck barge, Davy Crockett, which took place in 2011. The barge was disassembled on the Columbia River at the Washington-Oregon border. Skilled workers thoroughly cut and removed large sections of the double hull. It is a labor-intensive task that requires specialized tools, such as torches and cutting equipment. The submerged areas of the barge posed a unique challenge, necessitating the services of professional salvage divers who went underwater to prepare the area for dismantling. During this process, metal was detached from the barge sections and then transferred to a decontamination barge, ultimately destined for a scrap barge for transportation. Ship preservation for display offers a poignant option to ship recycling, celebrating maritime heritage and history. The USS Constitution, affectionately known as Old Ironsides, serves as an emblematic example. This historic ship, built in 1797, holds a special place in the hearts of Americans and sailors alike. Restoring the USS Constitution to its former glory required a dedicated team of skilled craftsmen, sailors, and laborers. Their commitment enabled this iconic ship to once again grace the water, a feat that previous restorations hadn't achieved due to limited crew size. The restoration encompassed tasks such as removing and reinstalling thousands of sheets of copper lining the hull, working on the keel, and laying planks in the blank seams. The USS Constitution reminds us that history lives on within the ship's timbers, a symbol of endurance, tradition, and the enduring spirit of the U.S. Navy. This preservation effort underscores how many ways a ship can be repurposed to create lasting value. That is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content.